Good evening, EV fans. It's Samantha again, and today we're in for some action. After last week's episode of dramatically saving the defector and the completion of Parian Station, we are now fully able to equip our little Arada. To do this, we're going to raise some money, then head to Murano Space and pick up some swivel phase cannons, which will allow us to shoot in a more 45-degree arc as opposed to that more 90-degree arc as opposed to directly forwards. Then we're going to probably buy some door-spec armor, which we unlocked from doing Parian Station to make sure we've got a little bit more survivability. Then I hope to run a few missions. There are two really interesting, cute little mission strings in Murano Space that are a lot of fun that I'd like to do. And as far as I remember, there's one about getting a nice little upgrade you can get from hunting renegades, which is issued by the UE. Also this week, there's a few things I want to talk about. Reddit user The Wonderfail asked me if I could get an old Star Wars plugin that changes all the ships in EVO to Star Wars. I used it back in the day once, but honestly I'm a big fan of the look and feel of the EVO universe as it is. Not to mention the idea of tracking down and getting an old EVO plugin running on a modern PC would border on impossible at the best. Also, I'd love to hear from people as much as possible about what I'm doing, as I love constructive feedback. I'd love to thank the man with the most impossible name for his support, and the old B&B crew in general. Big shout out to you guys for hanging out with me online when I was a troubled teen. Anyway, without further ado, let's dive in. And here we are back at Parian Station. We've got 264,000 credits to our name. So what we will do, well, that's 200 grand. We might come back for that because we'll be coming back. So we need to earn a little bit more money, but we can probably do that up in Murano Space. So let's, oh, we won't go that way. That's a bad way to go. Clear route. Oh, come on. There we go. Put 2 times speed on. Jump nice and fast. We won't have any trouble in this region of space. It's pretty quiet. Nearly there. Oh, we ran out of fuel. Not to worry. It's nearly back up and running. There we go. Nothing of note. I wonder if they have what we need here. Swivel phase cannons. That's what we want. So we'll sell 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Sensor upgrade might be nice. Shield enhancers generally aren't worth it in my opinion. They're very expensive. Although a pursuit missile launcher would go a long way. I'd definitely take one of those. Yeah, how much are they? 120. We can look into that. Now, we fire as per normal, but now we have a main weapon that locks on, which is very handy. Which is really great, honestly. That's fantastic. Alright, let's go to Kirin Prime, because there's a neat little mission there. I reckon we can pick it up. Might have to jump in and out a few times, because missions don't spawn instantly, they're not guaranteed. You often have to come back a couple of times by jumping in and out of the system. Nothing anywhere else. A little crescent fighter. And now we come to the snowy ice world of Kirin Prime. Kirin Prime is home to a small Murano scientific research station and lots of snow. Hey! You're astonished to discover that you're not alone by the drinks machine, and even more astonished to discover a fellow human. You begin to introduce yourself, but are interrupted as he leaps to his feet and ushers you to a nearby window. Look out there, he says. What do you see? You see mountains, barren, rocky, snow-covered slopes. He turns to look at you, eyes gleaming. But I have a vision that will change the galaxy. I see a potential ski resort. Will you continue a conversation with this madman? We absolutely will. I love mad people. Soon after the trade agreement with Maranu, I set off here to find investment prospects, and this is what I found. Every detail has been straightened out, and the Maranu will take to skiing in no time, I'm sure. Now, if you'd be so good as to take my message to my partners on Eurigia, I can make my vision a reality. Sure, crazy man. I love you. And he'll pay me for the trouble, too. Where's Eurigia? Oh, all the way down there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go to Prior and then jump south. Oh, I love this mission string. It's one of my favourites of little strings in the game. Back in the day when games weren't afraid to do something silly and have a sense of humour. I mean, lots of games still are, but the Escape Velocity series in general were kind of wholesome and lovely. At least EVO is. Well, I mean, I remember EVN Nova had its very controversial Federation mission string where you're doing all sorts of horrible black bag operations and doing bad things for Federation intelligence. Oh, it was scary. The Bureau, they called themselves. No such thing here in EVO, though. UE Destroyer. You know, I could probably buy one of those now. I don't want to, though. Ah, whoops. The business partners are dour and serious men who seem to be having second thoughts about investing in a ski resort on a distant alien world. But they inform you that they'll order the necessary equipment shipped and tell you to take this message back to Kirin Prime. What? I didn't even get paid for that. Thanks, douchebag. You better pay up. Or else I'm just jumping aimlessly between faraway star systems. I do want to quickly have a look what UE ships are for sale now. No, just the UE fighter. Probably for the best. The UE ships are kind of average, although I've always wanted to fly the UE destroyer with efficient efficacy. Even if it does look kind of like an elongated dildo. It has an unfortunate design, I'll give it that. Although there's another UE ship you can get much later in the game that while it moves like a bus, it's amazingly powerful. It's basically the UE equivalent of the Voinian Dreadnought. And you can buy it too, but you have to defeat the Dreadnought first, which we're not anywhere close to being powerful enough to do. Especially with phase cannons. We're not going to do shit to you, Maranu, to the Voinians with these. Okay, let's finish off this. Let's go build a ski resort, shall we? Because that's an interesting little diversion. Kirin Prime, here we are. Your friend, whose name you've discovered is Melvin, oh, of course it's Melvin, is still gazing dreamily out at the mountains when you arrive. His eyes get that visionary look again when you give him the message. If you care to help me with more of the operation, Samantha, my contact on Mira, may need some help ironing out problems with the delivery schedule. Sure. Apparently the staff here are kindly happy enough to let you use their drinks machine, which is, you know, nice. So now we go to Mira. Melvin's Maranu associate is just as obsessive as the man himself. Apparently to persuade him, Melvin took him to the Alps on Earth, where he was convinced that Maranu would take to this wonderful new sport. He asks if you are prepared to help with any hiccups and in deliveries to Kirin Prime. Yes. A few hours later, you are informed that a shipment has been held up at First Centauri and needs to be transported to Kirin Prime by the December 9th, 2149. Oh, we can do that. December 9th? Oh yeah, we got 3 months. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can definitely do that, and we got paid. We are actually making money now, which is, you know, nice. But we're building a ski resort, and I've actually gone skiing. I'm terrible at it. I kept falling over and banging my knees. It was terrible. And, yeah. So instead I was more of a sit around, drink hot chocolate and watch people ski kind of person rather than the actual skiing nonsense that the other people were doing. And it was, surprisingly, in the French Alps. I grew up in Europe. It's weird. Okay. So now we've got to take all this stuff back to Kirin Prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll go to the Zenat and then we'll refuel. It's not going to be a particularly... I hoped we'd had some more action in this episode, but I know there will be some at some point. Really, I just want to build this ski resort, you know, which is a lot of fun. And a cute little mission. And relatively amusing at the same time. Let's land at Zenati Refinery. You know, technically we could put a crate bay on this little ship. I don't know why we would, but the option is there. I mean, it's certainly a thing we could do. But no, we're going to get some door-spec armor, I think. Something to make this little ship a bit chunkier. Something a little more heft. The resort is gradually taking shape as the scientists look on with interest. Lots of flagpoles are placed down the mountainside to mark out various runs. Melvin looks gleeful as he takes your delivery and hands over your pay. We just made 250 grand. Melvin strides in looking perturbed. Samantha, we've just lost contact with one of our freighters. We're not sure what its location is when it disappeared, but we think it had nearly reached Maranu space. Samantha, will you investigate? Yes. Let's go find a freighter, shall we? I don't know where it is, but I'm sure we can find it. I'm suspecting it's somewhere in here, as far as I remember. But it's been a while, so I guess we'll find out. Okay, here we are. Quickly refuel. Let's see. Oh, before we do this, there's one thing I would like to do. Now that I'm reminded. Let's station Pybin. We can probably go to Lytton. Oh, we'll go to Station Pybin, yeah. That's that scientific outpost where they build all the weapons and whatnot. Do we buy door-spec armor? How much is a missile launcher? 15 tons, door-spec armor is 20. We'll buy a missile launcher, and then we'll buy... ten pursuit missiles. Nice. Which I've got to check what button fires them. Key settings. Weapon, fire secondary, left control. Okay, good. It's helpful to know these things before getting into combat, don't you think? Aha! Oh, here they come. Here we go. Slowly engaging. No pursuit missiles left. Who will die first? They will. Nice. Good to finally see some action, huh? Those missiles were worth buying. Flew a long way out of the system to do that. Let's fix this freighter, shall we? Retrieve some equipment from the ship. That sort of course to Prato. I'm glad I remembered where that derelict freighter was. Oh, regenerate our shields. And we took out all those fighters. That'll make the Maranu happy. At least I hope it will. I don't know if they're renegades or not, but they're certainly not fans of ski resorts. Which, for my opinion, makes them terrible. I mean, who doesn't want to sit around drinking hot chocolate and looking at snow? Melvin receives the cargo with gratitude and the news with rage. Those Maranu scum, why do they not appreciate the joys of civilization I am bringing them? I suppose they just object to its infringement on their space. However, they are too late to stop me. Look outside, Samantha. The resort is nearly finished. You meet Melvin by the drinks machine. Samantha, I'd like you to take a message to our friends on Mirror. Say that the Maranu trading conglomeration is working against us, but the resort is finished and the first tourist parties can be sent off. Sure. Oh, God. Not more. There are so many of them. Come on. Okay, I'm not going to take on all of those. We killed one. I think our next objective is to leg it. We made it! We did it! We nearly died. Looking around here on Mirror, you can see the buzz of excitement has been growing on Mirror regarding the resort. Everyone seems to be wearing rather the wrong kind of clothes for Mirror's climate, and a huge number of ski equipment shops appear to have opened. A massive advertising campaign has been going on. As you can see from the huge holographs in the sky, once your message is received, the news is soon broadcast all over Mirror, and soon dozens of passenger ships are on their way to Kirin Prime filled with tourists. For once, the MTC has been foiled. Damn right they have. And we got 1.1 million credits. Gosh, we could nearly upgrade a ship for that. Feels pretty good. Tractor beam, repulsor beam, RCS upgrade. See, I don't want to blow all our money on little things. So we can't take a Crescent Fighter Bay. That would be ridiculous. But what I do want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to go check out our new ski resort. Decent individual, competent. We're open to ski resort. Can we go check it out? I hope the text to the planet has changed. This world once contained nothing more than a minor scientific research station, until, due to the initiative of a human entrepreneur, it became the site of the biggest ski resort in the galaxy. Now thousands of Maranu can be found visiting here all year round, and the scientists can be found looking extremely put out by the disturbance. This bar is filled with Maranu families just back from the slopes of Kirin Prime. Wonderful. Look at that. We made a difference. Feels good. Oh, aren't we such great people? I think. My goodness, I would nearly cry. I love skiing. Apparently. I'm gonna go buy that door spec armor. But first, a little stop to see if this mission will spawn in. This is the other cute little mission in Mount Maranu space. Not this time. But it's nice that we checked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going back to Parian Station, people. And then we're going to do some shopping. I'm not going to put neutron cannons on this just yet. Because we're mainly going to be dealing with renegades, I think. We're not going up against the Vuinians just yet. And now the phase cannons are very, very good against shields, but extremely weak against armor. So they're useless against civilians, but very useful against renegades, and more importantly, against crescents and crescent fighters, the crescent factions. The Gazra. Oh, there are 3 of them, and I always forget what they're called. Maybe there are 4 of them. Doesn't matter. We're going to Parian Station, we're doing some shopping. Buying door spec armor. And look how much more armor we suddenly have in that top right corner. Holy shit. We've still got 16 more tons of cargo space left. Which is very, very good indeed. Do we want a mass expansion? No, we don't. Oh, yes. So good. Oh, we forgot to fill up on... Oh. Really? Oh. Okay. I'll play. Fun. Nice needle missiles, jerk. Now who's playing? Oh, lots of you I can see. These needle missiles are terrible. Oh, these swivel phase cannons make it so easy. Come on, I'm not letting you hit me. Now I can outrange you all day long. Not much good against your armor, but I've got more range on you. And I've disabled you. And if we're careful, we won't take any damage. Look at that. 2 turncoats, barely made a dent. Ooh. We'll take your money and try to capture you. And then we'll destroy you. Oh! And then we'll try to capture you and fail. But that's okay. Yeah, that's how you make friends. Renegades don't mean shit to me. Competent and good egg. Do we get a hunter missile? Hunter missiles are extra fuel. No, I think we'll get some more pursuit missiles. Which I think we can go... We'll get them by heading south. Anyway, let's go to Huron first. And then we'll head further south to South Tip Station, which is a brand new place none of us have gone before. I've been there in a different playthrough. Oh! Bad people are here. Just try it, renegade. I brought your shields down. What are you gonna do? Hurt me? Ooh, that tickles. Credits. Oh, it blew up. We basically got all our money back just from breaking into ships, which feels good. We privateers. Oh, this little mission isn't spawning in. But that's okay. We'll come on our way back. Let's try heading south, shall we? Because we can now. Quite safely. And stop in at a few places on the way. See if we can't make some friends. Oh, getting nebular interference. Yelts. Offer bribe. 4,000 credits? Sure. I think this is a pirate port because we had to pay them to land. The world of Gorky has a single human settlement, a dingy, disreputable spaceport located on a lonely island. In fact, the settlement is little more than a huge arms fair, as shady characters try to sell off false papers, high-yield bombs, and second-hand spacecraft. Nice, the tables and chairs are nailed to the floor. Buy a fake ID in case the feds hate us. But we're here to buy a regional map. We could actually sell stuff and get a crate bay. Like, I'm not joking. We could get one. But I'd rather have missiles because crate are even less effective than that. Cool though. Buy turncoats here. I could buy a turncoat right now and my little Helion would destroy it every day of the week. My little Arada would destroy it every day of the week. Ah, there's Freeport. This is all pirate station around here. Atari station. I've never been there. Let's go check it out, shall we? Offer bribe. Accept. Every cutload strandless renegade, not strandless. Gross. They're the worst. But they will sell me pursuit missiles. And I will buy 16 of them. And now we can go visit. Let's go visit South Tip Station. Why not? The North Tip is all the way up here. South Tip is all the way down here. It's nice to get around and explore space. And dangerous apparently. South Tip Station. The alien space stations look like crowns. They look really awesome. Home to the K and Military Force. And skulls of dead renegades. Nice. Ferry passengers to Feral Prime. Oh. Now, the La Zero is interesting. It's got some good weaponry on board. But I've always found it to be underwhelming. But, I like the Arada more. I mean, 500, 100, excellent, speed 450, speed 389, excellent, very good. See, the La Zero is really good. But I think if I had some door-spec armor on it, it'd be even better. The Crescent warship is a whole other deal. We're a long way from having one of those. We'll buy a map. Dispersal rockets are great against lots of swarms of fighters, but I don't think we need any right away. I think we might buy the sensor upgrade just to have one, because we can afford it. We've got a lot of money. The SAD launchers are really good. But they're really expensive. Very effective though, not gonna lie. Anyway, back up north. Let's get out of here. I love that we did the ski resort. It's one of my favourite little missions in this game. God, so many people are pissed off at each other around here, aren't they? Oh, look at all these pissed off people. They're so angry. I mean, I could just kill them. Yes, just try. Please try. Renegades serve human renegades serve absolutely no threat to me anymore. Now that we've upgraded this little ship. Anyway, we are going to jump back to Huron. Now, I'm not sure if this little mission down here spawns just yet, and if it doesn't, well, that might just be it for tonight. I had a lovely evening with you, playing Escape Velocity, having fun. We did the ski resort, which is awesome. I don't know if we're further enough along in the UE storyline to do that. But we are just going to make one last trip north to see if we can't pick up the story that starts at Himbro. Because there's a wonderful little humanitarian story about restoring the fate of a dead planet. And it's lovely. And we won't be able to do all of it today. But I'd love to at least start it, which would be nice. Oh, those renegades. They think they're the shit, don't they? But they're not. You know. See if there's anyone going where we're going. Nothing right now. But look how far south we went. And we mapped out where all the renegades come from. Now we go north to Himgrow. And I think, once we get there, if the mission doesn't pick up, then that's where we'll leave it for tonight. It is getting a little tad late where I am. Thankfully I might record another episode tomorrow, if I have the time, because I'm not doing anything this week, that is my week off. Himgrow, here we are. Off the little world dedicated to medical science. Oh, too far away. Hey! Sitting in Himgrow's bar, you get into a conversation with a newly qualified Maranu physician who, like almost all Maranu you have met, is eager to learn about distant parts of the galaxy you have travelled. You mentioned in passing the situation on New Calcutta, and remember we went there, and they had a massive plague that wiped out nearly all the population. I visited it in an episode or two ago. And this grabs the acquaintance of your new acquaintance, whose name is Snellis. We Maranu have much experience dealing with plagues of this kind. Perhaps I should suggest to our medical director that you helping to deal with this plague would be good for relations between our peoples. Will you agree to do that? Will you agree this is a good idea? Yes. Snellis meets you again in the bar a few hours later and informs you that Himgrow's medical director has assigned him to work with the human doctors on New Calcutta in an attempt to deal with the plague. You offer him transport to the distant world. Ooh, exciting. Let's go there. Clear route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. See? We're helping. This is what the Maranu missions are all about, helping the galaxy and helping them internally. Although, some people might say building a ski resort isn't helping, but I like to say it is. Because people get to have a good time, they get to drink chocolate, they get to wear fuzzy boots and hats. It's a great thing. But this will probably be, a strictly humanitarian effort, which is probably better than a ski resort. After you land, Snellis is quickly welcomed by the medical staff who work in the quarantine zone which surrounds the spaceport. After a few hours, he returns to the Silenus with a message to be returned to Himgrow, which details his initial findings. Alright, let's return to Himgrow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're helping the Maranu, we're helping everyone. And then we're going to go, hopefully, increase our combat rating to deadly or dangerous. Because then we can join the Zakit, as far as I'm aware. Obviously, we've completed these two, that's a long way off yet. But I wouldn't mind doing it. Because there's the dastardly, the hardest part of the UE storyline is the Voinian Dreadnought. We're not remotely ready for that thing yet. You pass Snellis a message onto the medical director's secretary, who informs you there may be all missions for you to assist with in this matter. A slightly perturbed-looking Maranu doctor approaches your table. Samantha, he greets you. As you may have heard, renegade raids are becoming more frequent, especially around the moon of Mum. Our shipments of leaves are at risk, especially worrying as they may be required by New Calcutta. Samantha, will you bring a special shipment from Manump? Of course we will. But we will do that in the morning, ladies and gentlemen, and friends around. I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful night.